100 at the Little League World Series.
And what was so key for Texas, you mentioned it, Amanda, was that Raylan Van Zee, who has stepped in now, did not pitch 7 innings. She only pitched 6 innings yesterday, meaning she can pitch again today. If not, she would have to wait a calendar day to come back in the circle.
Yeah, tough decision. Big time strategy going on in last night's game when they went to extras.
Raylan Van Zee out to center, and Erica Figge is there. Kaylee Hodges has not seen Texas, although these two teams have played. Texas got the win in the first meeting 4-2, but they like that strategy of putting a new face out there.
Well, working the edges, I think that's really what's important. I love the fact that, you know, this team as a staff has limited their free passes, and so that's what Hodges is going to have to do against this very aggressive team for Texas, but also it's the changeup. That pitch right there is going to be so important.
Addison Young trying to beat it out. We'll try to get the runner going to third. And the tag is made. Isabella Virouette over at third makes the tag. Some big-time defense for Virginia. And there's a player for Texas down.
Lexi Rosillo was aggressive, rounding second, seeing that third base was open, tries to slide around, but she's still out. Virginia heads up defense, they're coming up to bat.
Approach at the plate from everybody in his batting order.
Well, that's where it's so important. Approach at the plate, having a plan, breaking things down, understanding the strike zone. We spoke a lot about that in the last game.
So Erica Figge will lead off. She is leading this tournament, hitting 778. And we mentioned it, Raylan Van Zee, number 22 in purple, in the circle after 6 innings yesterday. She has pitched more innings than anyone else in this tournament.
29 innings pitched, 30 strikeouts. She will live on the outside corner to righties, and outside corner to lefties as well, but she loves her curveball. Try to find the strike zone early.
Erica Figge will be the first one she will face on a 4-game hit streak. Virginia's only loss in this tournament, well, that was to Texas in pool play.
So Virginia did see Van Zee in that game, feel confident knowing that we've seen her pitches and have to make those adjustments that they weren't able to make in that very first game here in the semifinals.
Yeah, they were even going to go back and watch that game, Michelle, what Coach Figge told us. Because it was Erica Figge's idea to go back and watch that game, not just talk about approach. We've seen Van Zee, here's what we might do hypothetically. She wanted to had the idea to go back and watch the game and see exactly how each player was pitched and exactly what she likes to go to with 2 strikes when she throws her changeup.
It was a 4-2 victory for Texas in their pool play meeting. Let's see, Rosillo 2 for 3. We already saw her get a hit for Texas. Let's see what Erica Figge can do as that one gets away from Raylan Van Zee. Erica Figge's just that kind of player, as we've learned over the last few days. She's super competitive. They have a competitive family. Her sister, Erin, she's competitive with her at home. They play little games between each other. So, of course, she's scouting Texas. What's going on with Van Zee right now?
She started out super sharp on the outside corner.
So maybe the ball's slipping a little bit. Maybe she needs to rub it up, use some rosin. She does have a rosin bag at the back. There you go.
Yeah, we had a few managers talk to us about that last night, that their pitchers were having trouble keeping the ball dry. It's been very humid and hot here. We've had rain too, but not today. And so Erica Figge will walk to start things off for the Virginia lineup.
Yeah, you could just tell that she started to feel so uncomfortable in that at bat because the first 3 pitches were just perfectly exactly where they needed to be.
Aislinn Bossler stepping up next, no outs, and a runner on thanks to the leadoff walk. Her dream job, be a video game designer. That sounds fun. All these players filled out questionnaires for us. We got a few chuckles along the way. Erica Figge is going to bump over to second on that wild pitch. I think we were talking yesterday, guys, just trying to learn to use the rosin bag to keep that hand dry. It's a little bit of a process, is it not? I mean, I'm not a pitcher, but you two are, thank goodness.
Yeah, it takes a while to get used to the feel of rosin, because when you first start to use it, it almost feels slippery.
And just like that, Figge's at third.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good time to call a timeout here.
Agreed.
Isabel Mathis, her catcher, has walked out to the circle. It's Edward Rosillo, the manager, in the dugout. She looked so good yesterday. She was tough, really tested by North Carolina. Two balls, no strikes to Bossler.
Just missed that pitch there, too.
Sometimes when you have control issues, she's losing a lot of those pitches high. We were hit to a cross seam grip, 4 fingers over the seams, just to get a little more control and feel up the seam of the ball.
So Raylan Van Zee trying her hardest to bring that pitch in the strike zone, but 2 walks to start this game.
If you're just tuning in for the first time, just know that this is a rarity. We have not seen this very much at all at the World Series. A couple back-to-back walks, that hasn't happened very much. These pitchers have had such good command.
Bossler going. And Figge will come home as the ball goes out to center. Virginia has an early lead.
Well, that's an interesting decision for Isabel Mathis to throw down on a first and third situation with no outs. The throw short hops up to Addison Young, and it just bounces off of, it actually looked like Bosner's leg and went into the outfield.
Kaylee Mitchell rolls it to center, runners on the corners. Virginia taking advantage.
Kaylee Mitchell just being aggressive, a pitch that's more over the middle of the plate, drives it right back where it was pitched to center field. Virginia just continuing to keep their foot on the gas pedal.
That brings us to Jasmine Miller. First baseman, still no outs. And runner going. This Virginia team will be very aggressive on the base pass. They came into this game 12 for 12 on stolen bases. They had 7 stolen bases against Arizona.
Oh, that's one of the things Coach said. We're going to move the defense as much as possible because this Texas team typically has a very, very good defense. Triple play yesterday, 2 double plays, a lot of web gems.
They've only made 3 errors in all the games that they've played here. So you could just tell in these last 4 batters, just things a little out of sync.
Rosillo, yeah. And they'll call the runner out at third because she interfered with Lexi Rosillo trying to make the throw to first base.
So this ball hit right at Rosillo, and you can see the the glove gets picked up.
She's still trying to complete the ground
Yes,
ball.
which is
And got the out too, actually. Well, at first base.
Well, and I think the umpires need to get together and talk about this because there's a little bit of confusion.
Yeah, so the runner should be out at first.
But they called the runner, originally the umpire called the runner out at third.
Yes. Because she interfered with the throw?
Yep, and Manager Figge told her to come back onto third, so I think that there's going to be a little bit of communication going on to figure out what exactly. There we go. Talk it out.
All of our umpires volunteering their time. Dave Byers is behind the plate tonight. So the call was runner interference with the shortstop trying to make the throw to first, but then the umpire over on that left side of the field signaled that the runner at third was out.
Stay at first.
So Bosner was at third, so she has to, I think what it is that she has to come back.
Right.
And
yeah.
so Mitchell was out because she was actually the player that was running.
Okay. So there is the out call. It is runners on the corners. Bosler is at third. And Jasmine Miller is at first.
Effort by Mathis, and potentially suicide squeeze, safety squeeze happening right there with Kaylee Hodges trying to keep the corners off balance.
Just the one pitching in this game. Lexi Rocio makes the tag at second, leapt up in the air to get that runner.
Well, Coach Figge over at third base in the coach's box is just getting on Bosler, the runner at third, for not going on this throw. As soon as you see that throw go through and the second baseman's not there to cut it, as a runner at third base, you got to try to take home.
Bosler still at third.
And the throw was so high, there's no way it could have been cut.
Right. But well played by Texas. I mean, with that ball for the other steal wouldn't have gotten away. That throw was in time to have made the out at second base for their first steal attempt. So Isabel Mathis back behind the plate, has a good arm, very aggressive.
Texas has been one of the best defensive teams all week. They rep it constantly in practice. Lexi Rocio makes the toss, and it's just a one-run lead, but Virginia jumping ahead here in the semifinal against Texas.
Yep.
Addison Williams stepping in.
Playing a little small ball, trying to move up runners, productive out, potentially to give up an out to gain 60 feet.
Well, Ever Rocio, the Texas manager, told us Addison Williams is one of those players that will do whatever you need. She has a fantastic attitude. Also a big Baylor softball fan, guys.
Yeah, their Little League is just minutes outside of Waco still. I'm sure a lot of these players love Baylor softball, get to go to a lot of games.
She's a volleyball fan too, so I'm sure she's watched little Yassiana Presley playing for Baylor. She can certainly swing the bat. Addison Williams has it rolling to the fence. Texas is on the board. And you can make it too. Texas has the lead.
Michelle, you talked about it in the Open, in championship-type games, and a feel you're trying to make it to the championship game. You have to have those clutch plays, those clutch moments. And for Addison Williams, this was one of her moments. 2 runners on, 1 runner in scoring position, and she's able to find a gap. Her mom had almost tears in her eyes, it looked like, of happiness for Addison Williams in that big hit.
Hitting 100 coming into this game. Talk about the biggest hit of her career.
Yes.
A double, a 2 RBI double for Addison Williams, her 2nd hit of the World Series. Texas needed that more than ever.
We need to answer that too after that slightly rough first inning. The defense.
How much bigger is their defense now, too, because they only gave up that 1 run to Virginia.
I think we're going to go back to that inning a lot in this game. How does that feel? And, I mean, I have to say, I think Texas has a little motivation to win this game. Of course, you want to play in the championship game, but who awaits them, or awaits the winner of this game, is Oklahoma, a team that beat them twice in the regionals. So
you trying to stir up some drama?
Just stirring the pot,
just stirring it up
a tad bit, but you know they wanted their chance out of it.
Yeah. Texas has sent six batters to the plate. Reset is the 7th, and they've got 4 hits. No outs here in the top of the 2nd. And I came back and hit her. She was still inside the box, so she'll come back.
Until it hit the ground and then came right back up. It was in the front of the box, too, so you had a feeling that she was going to square around.
He told us he was going to go with Kaylee Hodges today in the circle for Virginia. He wanted her to hold nothing back on any pitch because they have a great staff behind her if they need it. Jenna Kiefer, she was pretty solid yesterday, guys.
Very solid. Wouldn't be surprised if we see her very soon.
She's over there warming up. Two to Reese Tate.
It's a good moment for Kaylee Hodges to pitch in, too. She's one of the younger players on this team.
She would have the opportunity to come back and play again in this little league level instead of going up to the juniors. That was big for Kaylee Hodges.
First out of the inning, she needed that. It's a deep breath.
Hodges had only pitched 6 innings coming into this game in the World Series, but coming into this part of the tournament, I mean, they were very even. Her and Jenna Kiefer were very even when it came to innings pitched. And now Brinley Robinson. Talk about a hero for yesterday. Hadn't pitched in the World Series. They didn't want to burn Raylan Van Zee and use her up where she couldn't pitch today, so they asked Brinley Robinson to go in the circle and pitch, and she certainly did. Closed it out.
You know, Coach Rocio said that he's always told Brinley Robinson, stay warm, keep working, your time will come, I promise. And I mean, props to Brinley for being ready. She was ready from pitch number 1. So many nerves, quarterfinal game, you have the lead. All you have to do is get 3 outs. It gets easy to let the moment get too big.
She made some great defensive plays at third base.
Amanda, when you watch her, she is so loose. I mean, even in timeout, she's like doing the Cupid shuffle in the circle. She just, at all times, is laughing and having fun out there.
Cammie Walter. Virginia looking for 2, and Brindley Robinson will take a seat for now. Still a runner in scoring position as we go to the number 9 hitter now with 2 outs. Corbin Stecker-Stroud.
That by number 24, Corbin Stecker-Stroud.
Texas taking the lead here in the top of the 2nd inning. A 2 RBI double by Addison Williams, her 2nd hit of the World Series.
Good job behind the dish. So getting down on her knees, keeping that ball in front. Letting Williams advance 60 feet.
Stroud, a big Monica Abbott fan. Of course, we got to see her pitch for Team USA, the silver medalist from the Tokyo Games.
A lot of Team USA players that these young athletes are fans of.
Same for us in the booth,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. So great to see the sport back on the Olympic program.
And hoping it will be for 2028.
Correct. Unfortunately, will not be in Paris in 2024, but still a lot of work to do internationally. A lot of softballs played internationally at the Little League level as well, over in Europe and Asia. So continuing to grow the sport at the youth level as well as at the elite level.
And we usually see some of those international Little League teams here, but because of COVID and safety protocols getting into the country, it is all teams domestically playing in this year's Little League Softball World Series. But that's some of the fun part, is getting to meet those international teams who love the game just as much as you do.
The players really look, I mean, we look forward to it, but the players really look forward to it. I mean, they like playing teams from different states, nevertheless different countries.
Kaylee Hodges is going to win that duel with Corbin Stecker-Stroud. Okay, Addison Williams, we see you.
Addison Williams coming up and driving this ball all the way to the wall. 2 big ribbies for Texas, and they take the lead back. Super. Yes, trying to make those adjustments, which is tough. Mid-game, mid-inning.
So hard. Was there somebody that you went to? Like, Raylan went to her dad? Was there like her teammate, your dad? Okay, yeah.
My dad too. Who'd you go,
Michelle?
My dad didn't coach me. Dad caught for me a while. I probably my coach or my catcher.
Yeah,
I have
catcher,
really good relationships with my catchers.
It is interesting that her dad catches her because he was a wrestler, so he didn't play baseball.
We
he
have
had
so
to
many
learn to
wrestlers.
catch. I know, wrestlers is definitely a common theme here. It's come up by literally like 4 times.
Yes.
5 times.
Yep.
Here's her dad.
That was nice.
Fighting back from a 3-0 count. Couple of strikes.
easy play for Lexi Rocio. Catch all the excitement from the Little League Baseball and Softball World Series tournaments and visit the first ever virtual fan zone experience. Visit littleleague.org/fanzone. We're so lucky that player parents and family members were able to come out and watch their young ladies play here in the Little League Softball World Series, something we didn't have the chance to do last year. I know we were all devastated. We weren't going to work it because it wasn't happening. I can't imagine not being able to play.
I know. Getting the news and just seemed like one thing after another last year. You just want to play with your friends and represent your community and play the game that you love. And that got taken away last year. But I think, and you could see it in the Women's College World Series, and I think that we've seen it this year too. Different game, it just feels like it means more emotions, and level of play has been so good this year.
It's so easy to take things for granted, right, until they're taken away. And so I think a lot of these athletes, at all levels, right, collegiate, professional, are like, wow, I just love being back on the field and play with a renewed passion.
Walter with a big cut, and Raylan Van Zee will get her first strikeout.
Van Zee working back from a 3-0 count to the first batter, induces a pop-up, and now comes back with a strikeout. This inning could have been completely different if she had walked the leadoff batter. She doesn't. She battles back. 2 big outs up on the board. Nobody on base.
Manager Bill Figge is going to go ahead and make a substitution. We do have mandatory play, which is great. It means that every player is at least going to get 1 at-bat in this game. And so Virginia will send in Jordan Jefferson to bat in the 8th spot. Jefferson, a newer face to softball. Her dad retired military. They moved from Texas, ironically. Here she is playing for Virginia. Has played for a lot of different teams, but they really like her potential, and she loves the game.
Loves it.
Favorite athlete, Odyssey Alexander, same.
So many players' favorite athlete.
How could you not love Odyssey after that play at the World Series?
Epic performance for JMU. So Virginia, obviously. A lot of those athletes very familiar with that James Madison University program.
Yeah, a lot of them put down on their questionnaires they're big Odyssey Alexander fans and also big JMU softball fans. And this is the play we're talking about from the Women's College World Series, Odyssey Alexander. The play at the plate.
You guys, I was calling this game. When that happened, I just could not believe that.
I was sitting in right field, and I was stunned.
Oh my gosh. And that was such a good game, too.
I think everybody knew the name Odyssey Alexander after that.
Yes.
If they didn't know from what she did in regionals, or super regionals, they knew at the World Series. We're not sure what's going on right now. The home plate umpire is on the red phone, which usually they use to call in substitutions. Edward Rocio came out and spoke with him. Players have certainly learned how to get through a delay. We've had a lot of weather delays, so. I think they were questioning how you can make a substitution for a player that hasn't batted yet. And you are allowed to replace a player that you put in your starting lineup. They'll have to come back in and finish their mandatory play requirements. But that is allowed, and we've seen Bill Figge do that most of this tournament. He'll sub early at the bottom of the lineup. Ball and 2 strikes to Jordan Jefferson. Now Raylan Van Zee will get her. Van Zee with a couple of Ks in the second. What a rebound for her, and Texas still has a 1-run lead. She makes some great plays at shortstop. I still can't get over that triple play. I was thinking about it last night and this morning.
Well, and remember, he told us that she wanted to hit a home run for him, for her dad.
I love that.
And so at the beginning of the World Series, she was pressing a little bit, trying to hit a home run. And so they ended up having a chat.
Pirouette makes the play.
And she ended up getting more hits. And a home run came after that little chat where she wasn't pressing, wasn't trying to hit one out. And he's like, that's usually how it happens, right? Think back to your other home runs that you hit.
You never hit home runs when you're trying to hit home runs, right? Because you overswing and you get under the ball. So he told her, just cut the ball in half, simplify it, right? He makes everything a very simplified manner. And he even does that with the defense. And he says, hey, defense wins championships. He goes, and I can't remember where I got that. I don't know if it was from football.
Yeah.
But he's like, it was cute. But it does. And when you have a good pitcher in the circle and you have a really sound defensive team, which he does, you put zeros up on the board, you can't lose, right? You can't lose a 0-0 game. You may not win it, but you can't lose it. And so their offense obviously has come through as well for them. So this is a very complete Texas team, and with a mindset and a motto that, you know, pitching and defense are going to help keep us in the game and until our bats come through.
And Edward Rocio, the manager, has so much experience in Little League, started coaching age 23, coached his younger brother in Little League, and now coaching his kids in Little League. Raylan Van Zee, to the fence it goes! Raylan Van Zee with a double!
She has to be so excited. Finally, one is able to find a hole out there and finds it in a big way. She crushed this ball to left center field, and because it went all the way to the fence, she was able to leg it out for extra bases.
That is her second hit of the World Series, and guess who the first one was against? That would be Virginia. Different pitcher, though. Remember, they didn't see Kaylee Hodges.
But that batting average just doesn't reflect her at bats and how hard that she's hit some balls.
Yes.
She's just not had any luck.
And now you want Addison Young up, has more hits than anyone in the World Series, reached base in 10 of her 19 plate appearances.
Addison Young, is tough. She has grown up on a farm, has calluses on her hands because of just the hard work that she puts in on the farm. A couple of farmers' daughters on this team, and Haven Hansen as well.
I love that her favorite animal is a goat.
Yes.
A pet goat, maybe a goat that she raises. Gotta love that.
Yeah, she raises show goats.
Yeah. What did I say? Yeah.
Oh,
That's bad. All right,
is that your joke of the game?
That was my joke of the game.
We'll have our joke of the game coming up. Chris Bud doesn't disappoint. I don't know if it will be goat worthy, but oh, off the glove, a pirouette. And Addison Young takes two. Two in scoring position for Texas.
How about Addison Young? An 0-2 pitch, fouling off pitches, a changeup. She just ropes it right down the line, gets that onto the green. Really good job by Van Zee to hold up at third. I love the fact that Addison Young is going to see that there's a little bit of a distraction at third base and easily comes into second.
Not be disappointed, okay? All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put her on, okay, to load the bases so that we have a force out. Hey, guys, there's a lot of game left. We hit great in warm-ups. We're going to hit, okay? But we got to stop from here. We just got to stay down the ball, not worry about what's happened. We're going to focus on the now. We're going to put her on. Infield's going to come in a little, stay down on the ball. Good throw to Azen. You look one. Be sure you're covered, okay? All right, let's get the out here. It's one out. All right, let's go. All right, y'all ready? Love the moment. Let's go. Yep. Blue, we're going to put her on. Yep.
Bill Figge saying they are going to intentionally walk Peyton Riftert. You do not have to throw the pitches in Little League. You can just tell the umpire. So they will do that and load the bases. By the way, guys, Addison Young, 10 hits now in the World Series.
That was a great at-bat.
She's at second single and then advanced to second on the throw. Isabel Mathis, the catcher. She has a single and a run scored tonight.
You know, second time through the order, Texas is a really good offense. I mean, normally they're a really good offense, but there's just something about second time through the order for them that things just really start to click even more against the same pitcher, getting to see her twice. Make great adjustments. You can tell too, like those two pitches that Mathis just took, those are good pitches, they're close pitches, but because they've already seen 45 pitches out of the hand of Hodges, then you start to really make adjustments and know what she's trying to do, know how her ball is going to spin and finish.
Three balls to Isabel Mathis. The first strike to her by Kaylee Hodges.
I like that take by Mathis, not trying to get too greedy, put pressure on Hodges to make a pitch there. Pressure's on her.
Count runs full with the bases juiced. Texas is 2 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Their top 6 batters have a hit, including Isabel Mathis. She's in the 5 spot. And that walks in a run. Isabel Mathis did not go around. A run comes across. Texas up 3-1.
Very close. Well, good hold by the catcher. Trying to get the call.
Now back to a playmaker tonight. Addison Williams had her second hit of the World Series in the second inning. A 2 RBI double to give Texas the lead.
Her first RBIs of the World Series. Couldn't have come at a bigger time. People were so happy for her. Her teammates were happy. Her parents were thrilled.
Nice foul. Yeah, the reaction from the manager, Edward Rosillo, that was awesome. Gave her a big old hug. Now it's Kaylee Hodges who's ahead 0-2 on Addison Williams. Throw at the plate to keep the run from scoring.
Good job by Hodges to throw the pitch and go get this going off to her glove side. Good turn, right back, bullet throw to Bosler, catcher for the force out.
Bases still loaded for Reese Tate, but 2 outs now.
Such a good spot there by Hodges. I would have wanted that pitch so bad. Called for a strike.
Zone's been a little tight tonight. Good for Texas, knowing that, watching pitches, being aggressive, letting pitches go that are potentially close and trying to attack the ones that are a little bit sweeter, a little bit more down the middle.
And another run will come home via the walk. And Bill Figge back out to the circle.
Hey, don't say anything about the zone. We'll catch that up later. Hey, super proud of you. You did the best you could. Hey, you worked hard. You got this, okay? All right, you bring Jenna in. Teammate, she's got your back just like you've had her back all year, okay? She's going to help us here, okay? All right, I'm proud of you. I'm just going to take you out right now. Go take a seat, relax, and we got this, okay? She's going to have to go. Okay? All right, Jenna. Okay.
We will have a pitching change for Virginia. Jenna Kiefer coming to the circle will step aside.
2 outs, trying to get out of a jam.
And she will face Brentley Robinson. First pitch strike.
She can pile up strikeouts pretty quickly, too. She had a game with 14 strikeouts. The first game, actually, she just looked so comfortable and composed and been a leader for this Virginia team.
Went through 2.2 innings against Texas, right?
Yes.
That first start, 4 strikeouts, and so I think there was a lot of, I thought she was probably going to start this game because she was so successful against Texas.
Yeah, Bill Figge told us today he went with Kaylee Hodges, or was going to go with Kaylee Hodges because Texas had not seen her, knowing that he had Jenna Kiefer behind her. Brentley Robinson grabbed that ball, dropped it in a perfect spot, 1 run across. Can they get 2? Tag at the plate is applied by Bosler. Oh, and Addison Williams slow to get up at the plate.
Another great defensive play by Virginia, this time at the plate to keep another run from scoring. Can they take this momentum to their backs to score some runs?
Rely on your teammates. Trust that there's lots of game left.
I think I even saw her practice smile.
Well,
Which she doesn't do very often.
She's got a
The hit
pretty good
probably
game
helps
face.
her practice.
Yeah, so true. So true. She was the one that got that rally started in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, had a double, yes. First double of the tournament, second hit of the tournament. And this is Isabella Viruet, the third baseman. Virginia only was able to bring across 1 run in their quarterfinal win against New Jersey. We saw great pitching. Alyssa O'Neal for New Jersey against Jenna Kiefer of Virginia. It was just a battle. Leah O'Neal, excuse me. Van Zee just stuck her hand up for out number 1. Top of the order to Erica Figge, and sometimes, guys, you gotta get figgy with it, and sometimes that means you juggle.
I think she was singing at the same time.
And then Pops comes in.
Yep.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Pretty impressive. Can you juggle?
So cool. No, can you?
I could juggle 2 things.
Yeah.
No.
Is that juggling? It doesn't count, does it? Yeah. I can actually juggle 2 things in one hand, but if I have to incorporate the 3rd thing in the other hand, it gets a little messy.
It's messy. It's hard.
Are the 2 in your left hand? Because you just said in your right.
Yeah, I'm actually more dexterous at times with my right hand, even though I'm left-handed. It's strange. Well, it's a right-handed world, so you have to adapt.
Oh.
Little violins coming in.
Well, Bill Figge did tell us that Erica was so competitive that because he knew how to juggle, she had to also then know how to juggle. So
I can see that.
this Virginia team came through the regional. They defeated the defending Little League softball champions, the Rowan Little League, the North Carolina team in their regional championship. Oh, that was nice. Erica Figge, yes! Great contact.
She's such a determined young lady. You can tell that she's serious about softball. You can tell that she doesn't let the game go too fast. She takes it 1 pitch at a time and just does whatever she can to help out her team defensively and offensively.
Nice pitch on the outside corner. That ball well located, great movement. Van Zee really starting to hone those pitches.
Facing Bossler.
Well, it's just now that Virginia is getting their second at bats and looks off of her. So
Right.
they have a chance now to make some adjustments. They know that she's going to work that curveball in the outside corner to them. Really good spin, late break.
First time around when they met in full play, Virginia had 8 hits off of Raylan Van Zee, but also struck out 8 times. And there's a strikeout by Bossler.
That man, number 25, Kaylee Mitchell.
Up next, Kaylee Mitchell. You ever see some bucket hats in the stands from a Virginia game? Well, that would be Kaylee Mitchell's doing. She has a lucky bucket hat, so sometimes you see some fans wearing those. Kaylee Mitchell just crushed that one. That was a laser to center field right in front of Haven Hansen.
Mitchell, a good job of hitting when she was behind in the count. Lets that ball get deep, drives it right back up the middle. Really pretty swing, barrels that up, dumps it out onto the green. Really good play, how about by Texas? Almost trying to get the force out at second base. This Texas team just so skilled defensively. There's Haven Hansen out in center field.
Yeah, she's a player. Someone that got that big hit in the 7th inning last night.
So here's Jasmine Miller. She reached on a fielder's choice. That was when they had the interference call, the runner interference call, back in the 1st inning. Erica Figge and Kaylee Mitchell on right now. We've got 3 of Virginia's 4 hits.
Yeah, it's a good thing too. If you're in Texas shoes, about having a 4-run lead or you've scored 5 runs and feeling good about your offense is that Rayland can just go out there and throw strikes. You know, when you have a 4-run lead, you want to keep it, but if you give up 1 run here, it's not the end of the world. 2 runs, still not the end of the world. You can go out and attack the strike zone. Make them put the ball in play and let your defense work.
And this defense does work.
Oh, very well. And very hard.
Work, 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 work.
Only 3 errors that they've made.
Triple play.
Oh, there were 1
Double
tonight,
plays.
so 4.
It's in foul territory. They'll try to get there. Beaton Richards with the hustle.
Yeah, that's a tricky play because you're having to work around the camera well down there. There wasn't really a direct path.
There's not a camera well at the practice field?
That fly ball. You're worried about it, move around it. If not, she could have taken a more direct route to it.
Well, I guess we'll take the blame for that one, guys. Runners advance. 2 in scoring position for Jasmine Miller. And that walk will load the bases. This is the life that Virginia needs.
I mentioned it earlier, championship play, it's all about the timing, the timely hit, or the big pitch.
And so this will be Jenna Kiefer up. She entered to pitch in the last inning for Kaylee Hodges. Looking for her first hit at the World Series. What a great time this would be. Popping up with authority.
She is staring down runners. Don't you dare. Think about that.
It's a great take. A 1-1, I mean, that is the difference between a 1-2 count or a 2-1 count. That is such a big take right there to get yourself into a hitter's count versus if she would have swung, gone for it, found it off, then it would have been a pitcher's count.
You see Lexi Rosillo coming over to talk to Raylan Van Zee, a big smile on Lexi's face. 0-2. There you go. Van Zee comes back at her.
It's a big pitch for Van Zee. These next couple pitches at a 2-2 count. This is where you want to be as a pitcher. You want to come in on the corner here. You don't want to work too far out of the zone and go to a 3-2 count with the bases loaded. So this is a really big pitch for Van Zee.
And just let her defense work.
Yeah, that's a good point, Amanda, because a lot of times young pitchers are thinking, oh, I need to strike this batter out in this situation, so then you put the ball too close to the zone, and typically you give up a bigger hit in that situation. Just work the edges, let my defense do the work, because you're usually a little more precise. You're not trying to throw the strike that sometimes becomes the miss, that becomes the big hit.
Or you strike her out.
There you go. Either works, right?
Raylan Van Zee got her strikeout number 4.
Raylan Van Zee, bases loaded, that's all right. I'm going to come back with this 2-2 pitch, and I'm going to put it right down the middle for the biggest strikeout of my career. Oh!
Great catch, Erica Figge! Legend!
Erica Figge getting it done. Well, we know she can juggle, but she can also lay out in the gap. This ball hit very well by Haven Hansen, but Figge is like, that is not going to the wall. Look at the way she has a great jump on it, cuts it down, lays out. Really good catch.
So beautiful. She's such a good athlete. And Haven Hansen, I mean, again, connecting and putting the ball in play, almost had a hit there.
Yeah, she made Erica Figge work hard for that catch. Top of the order is Lexi Rocio.
And I think that might have a potential for a SportsCenter top 10, maybe?
Oh, I think so. You guys,
Yes.
talk about the defense that we have seen
Every
so
day.
many plays at the plate, triple play, double plays galore, diving plays. I mean, we've seen it all.
Love every second of it. They're just the moments that make you go, wow. No hesitation either. Figgy's like, yep. Hit the gas, I'm going. Just foul.
I think it's also the trickle-down effect. You know, all these girls watch the Women's College World Series. They see all these games on ESPN, and they're like, I want to do that. Wait, I can do that. I'm going to work on it, right? You see it, and that's really part of the belief system. You see other athletes doing it, and you believe that you can do it. You go out there and you work on your skills, and we're starting to see that level of play really trickle down to these younger athletes.
Well, and we think that the players in the Women's College World Series are role models, as well as the Olympics that we just saw, but these girls are role models for another generation of younger players who are watching them at home, in their living rooms, maybe even picking up their bat, taking some swings, wanting to be just like them. Which actually happened. Sent in this tweet, Rodney White did, taking some swings while watching the Little League World Series, wanting to be like these young girls. Pretty cool.
Wow, so cool. And these girls for Texas, they've watched other Little Leagues from Texas come to the Women's College World Series. We had North Carolina who watched their Rowan Little League win it not once but twice. I mean, they have seen girls come before them, older sisters too. Raylan Van Zee had that double and a run scored in the 3rd inning. She would love to help out Lexi Rocio right now at first. Kaylee Hodges, who got the start in this game for Virginia in the circle. Jenna Kiefer came in relief in the 3rd inning. First time that Raylan Van Zee is seeing Kiefer in this game. Saw her pretty well. A walk and a hit, and 2 are on.
Back-to-back at-bats with hits now for Raylan Van Zee. Little bit out in front of this pitch, just a tad, but she's able to drive it enough to the outfield to find a way to get on. Every run counts right now in the semifinal. You want to be able to extend your lead, knowing that the championship game is at stake.
Raylan Van Zee, just 1 hit coming into today, has 2 hits tonight.
Well, you want to get hot at the right time, and this is it.
This is it.
I mean, think about Texas, as good as they have done offensively, if they can get Van Zee really firing on all cylinders, which she is starting to do here in the semifinal, they do end up winning this game. They're going to need all cylinders to be firing against Oklahoma.
Young in there battling, had the single in the 3rd.
So many foul balls in this game, right?
Yeah,
Is it just me?
No, a lot. Being very aggressive, and anything that's close to the zone, they're attacking. Watching pitches, good pitch selection.
Bosler charging towards the circle. Lexi Rosillo's the one at second she was staring down.
You think about whoever wins this game awaits to play Oklahoma, and the Oklahoma offense has just been the best one that we've seen here up to this point. So whoever faces them is going to have to outpace them. They're going to have to outscore them. Oklahoma is going to put up a lot of runs on the board. So you want an offense that is going to that game feeling good, feeling like they're grabbing momentum, feeling like 1 through 9 they're executing, putting the ball in play, seeing good pitches.
Yeah, Oklahoma is the only team hitting over 300. Put up 7 runs today.
Texas is close, hitting 298 coming into this game, and they have 8 hits tonight. So potentially, if they hold on to this lead, maybe their batting average would be over 300.
Jasmine Miller over for the grab. Lexi Rosillo will stay put at second. Now to Peyton Richards, who has a single. They put her on intentionally in the 3rd to load the bases. Her first look at Jenna Kiefer tonight.
You know who seemed just like a natural ball player to me? Peyton Richards. The way that she throws, her swing, everything is really smooth. Really good softball IQ. Good pop in her bat, too.
3 for 3 last night in the quarterfinals. She does a little bit of everything too, Amanda. Not just softball, a little basketball, little track, a little shot put and discus.
This is the age to do all those other sports for sure. I like it when you're playing multiple sports.
I watched the discus and the hammer throw in the Olympics. It was very intense.
It is intense. They throw heavy objects a long way. Or put them.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. Some are thrown, some are put in.
Hey, Jenna Kiefer's got her first strikeout tonight. Texas will leave a couple on, but they've got a 4-run lead. How about a wet gem?
We keep seeing him time and time again, and Erica Figge getting in on the web gem action. This was so beautiful. The lefty does it again.
Reggie.
Does her job, though, two in scoring position, thanks to Aaliyah Myers.
I like that. It's a good decision. Play a little small ball, move your both runners into scoring position. Gotta be careful how many outs you give up now. Coming here into the bottom of the fourth. I think that's productive, right? You move yourself in, to a position. Now one big hit will cut the lead in half.
Aislinn Long. She was subbed in last night and drew a walk in a key time, as Virginia was trying to get something offensively going. When offense coming at a premium, only were able to score 1 run in their quarterfinal, but that proved to be enough.
Opportunity for Long, just maybe to hit a ground ball to the right side of the field to second base. Runner at third, less than 2 outs. She could be running on the ball that's on the ground, and Van Zee loves to throw her curveball to that side like that. Makes it a little bit easier to hit the ball to the right side.
We've seen the pitchers try to dry their hands off, but Aislinn Long trying to dry hers off too. It's humid.
Yeah, then even the grass starts to get wet as well.
Yeah, and even the dirt, you can see the moisture in the dirt in the dark it looks.
So true. It's a good swing there by Long.
Aislinn Long plays all kinds of sports, cross-country, track, swimming, basketball, and also makes a pretty good banana bread, according to her questionnaire. And she's going to try to wipe her hands off.
Put some gloves on. How about that?
Yeah.
Get a little better grip.
Moisture that starts to collect in the air, it starts to collect on the ground. There was a lot of moisture on the ground last night when we were walking to our car after the game.
Oh, our producer Chris Damiani coming in 77% humidity. Lovely. Ooh. And a run comes across from Virginia. Brinley Robinson and Lexi Rosillo both went for it. Long over at first.
You guys, this is going to be Long's first hit of the World Series. All she needed to do was put the ball in play, and she did. Fouled one off to get to this pitch. Really worked within that at-bat to make adjustments and just be able to make contact and put pressure on Texas to make a play.
Big time. You bring a run across, now just a 3-run lead for Texas. You've got runners on the corners with 1 out, and the top of the order coming up, Erica Figge, who has reached twice. So they roll out an E6.
Man.
I know.
They did change the ruling, though.
Started as a single, changed it to an error. Either way, you know Long is just happy that she got a run across. And there's still time. We go 6 innings. With Erica Figge up, who came in to this game hitting .778, the best batting average in the World Series.
Well, that's the 3rd error of the game for Texas, a team that has only had 3 errors in this entire tournament. And actually, I think that play gets made if they communicate a little bit better. To me, that was more of a mental error on the lack of communication between Robinson and Rocio. Not really saying, all right, who's taking control of this ball, who's going to the bag. But that happens. Sometimes you get an intense environment, everybody wants the ball, everybody wants to make the out. You end up forgetting to talk to your teammate up. Who's actually doing what?
Is that the shortstop's ball in that?
I think so. I mean, anytime a third baseman can cut it off, but I think that one was probably a little bit too far up the middle.
And the parents sweating it out right now. Bases loaded. Erica Figge is on via the walk.
Because I don't think that was the worst walk there.
No, I agree.
Figge by far is their best hitter, and Edward Rocio is going to call timeout to talk over this defensive situation with Texas. But I think Figge is just seeing the ball so big. And
hey, corners are going home, okay? Corners are coming home. Be ready to force. Hard to you, okay? 4-1, okay? 4-1. We got this. In the middle, let's roll and get out of this, okay? Hey, we're putting ourselves in tight situations, okay, that don't need to be. Giving away free bases, okay? Just pound the strike zone. You got a defense, okay? Pound the strike zone. Trust the defense here, okay? Pound the strike zone. Work ahead, okay? Work ahead. Yes, sir. Thank you. Let's go to work.
both runs that Virginia has scored in this game has been from leadoff walks, and that just seems to be a common theme that we've seen in the quarterfinals and also the semifinals. Those leadoff walks, Michelle, always come around to get you.
Well, and uncharacteristically, Texas usually is in more control in the circle, right? Not as many walks and better defense. So the two things they've relied on, the pitching and the defense, have faltered here a little bit, but they have been able to put those 5 runs up on the board. They're going to need their defense right now, though.
Aislinn Bossler, and it's still rolling in right field. 2-run score. A trio of runs off the bat of Aislinn Bossler. It's electric in Greenville right now.
Aislinn Bossler gets it done when it's needed. It's timely hitting, it's championship ball, pitch on the outside corner and just drives it to the outfield. It gets past the outfielders and it is going to clear the bases. Really good job by Virginia to be timely. 3 big runs up on the board, tying this game.
What a moment for Virginia and Aislinn Bossler, their catcher.
She crushed that ball.
So it's going to be a hit and an error. 4th error of the game for Texas.
Oh, how things have changed.
So fast.
Wow, Kaylee Mitchell at the plate now, and we're tied.
And remember, this is the team that has magic grapes. Well, Coach Figge said, I need those magic grapes to rub up on our bats. I need some magic out of our hitting. Even told the girls, hey, if it helps, put the bat under your pillow. Maybe you'll wake up. Maybe you'll get hot.
And sleep with it, warm it up. That's what he told them yesterday. They needed some more offense, and they just found it in the 4th inning. Get those magic grapes going.
the dugout after Bossler got that hit. Just so excited. Wow.
That's awesome. That's what it's all about right there. And you know what the best is when you watch Major League Baseball or Women's College World Series or the Olympics and you see those athletes looking exactly like the Little Leaguers right there. That's passion. That's what it's all about.
This Virginia team has just had so much fight, you guys. I don't know if it's
Grapes.
the grapes or what, but
Magic grapes. Thanks to Kaylee Hodges' parents, they give those to the team before every game. We saw Bill Figge eating his before the game.
Y'all, the parents are just as excited. I'm not kidding you. Like, my seat is shaking because of how much these parents are cheering and jumping up and down.
What about now? What about now? The bats are alive for Virginia. Kaylee Mitchell. She's still going all the way around.
Kaylee Mitchell got so much of this pitch. I thought for a second it had a chance to get out of here over Hansen's head, and they try to hit the relay to bring it in. It looked like they had a chance to get her at third, which we've seen this Texas defense step up and make these plays, but it gets behind Robinson, and even worse, Van Zee fell on that play, landed on her backside, and I'm hoping that she's okay, but an incredible hustle by Kaylee Mitchell to make her way all the way around the bases, and now Virginia has scored 6 runs in this inning.
So they rule it a triple E5. Texas with 3 errors in this inning, 4 for the game. That one into the glove of Young at second. Something has just changed for Virginia. What a difference one inning makes. 6 runs now. They trailed 5-1.
Let Texas help them a little bit. The leadoff walk, a couple of errors, and the big hits with runners in scoring position.
3 errors in this inning, Michelle.
5 on the game.
Another one scooped by Addison Young. Texas came into this inning with a 4-run lead. Now they're down by 2. Virginia rocking.
Massive offensive inning and a response for Virginia's offense. They put 6 runs on the board and they grab the lead. They're up by 2. The Magic Grapes are rocking. Everybody has to stay up. Everybody has to continue to believe and know that you have a great offensive approach. You can score runs fast too.
And that's the one thing that Texas is going to have to do is pick good pitches, right? They're now starting to chase out of the zone, which is very easy to do, right? We talked about that earlier with Virginia. They were chasing pitches out of the zone. They got collected. They started just swinging at strikes, letting the balls go. Well, that's exactly what Texas is going to have to do. They're going to have to be disciplined, attack strikes.
And it's hard too because Kiefer has such a good changeup. So that to me is the equalizer for her to be able to finish out this game and try to keep this lead. It's that pitch.
Isabel Mathis skies it. And Cammie Walter underneath it.
Number 1, Abigail Sepulveda.
Now, Jenna Kiefer entered this game in the 3rd inning, has only given up a couple of hits. Walked 1, struck out 1. This is Abigail Sepulveda at the plate. Back to Walter.
Positioning. That is outstanding. That pitch on the inside corner, first pitch swinging, but Cammie Walter playing up the middle. That ball looks like it potentially could be a base hit back up the middle, but because of her positioning, she scoops it up. Routine play over at first.
Yeah, batting number 13, Journey Patterson.
Journey Patterson will get her first time to face Jenna Kiefer with 2 down. Winner gets Oklahoma in the championship game tomorrow.
You know that Oklahoma's ready too. I mean, the Oklahoma Little League offense looked like the Oklahoma college offense that we saw this spring. That's what they reminded me of. Just be inspired by the offense that they had this spring.
Oklahoma with a 7-0 win earlier today in their semifinal against Missouri. Kind of surprised that we didn't see more from that Missouri team who is so good.
Just think the biggest surprise is the amount of errors that Texas had in that inning. There was only 1 earned run in that inning. Six unearned for the game, 1 earned run also for the game.
Well, that's at this age group. I think that's one of the hardest things as a coach, as a player, is how do you keep all the wheels from falling off the cart, right? One can fall off, that's fine, and you can recover. But when all four fall off, it's really hard to go anywhere, right? So that's the thing. How do you stop things from snowballing? I think that's the hardest thing for young athletes to learn.
Swing by Journey Patterson there is to find a way to get on base. It's important right now with where Texas is at in their lineup. She just hit in the 7 hole. You want the top of the order to be able to get back up in this game.
And it'll be Brinley Robinson coming up in the 8th spot.
Yeah, number 29, Brinley Robinson.
Robinson's got a nice swing. She was the first one to see Jenna Kiefer tonight when she came in the 3rd inning.
Promptly delivered a base hit to the outfield, picked up an RBI.
And 3 RBIs now for Brinley Robinson in the World Series. A couple of hits. Erica Figge calling everybody off. An easy grab for her to make, and Virginia still enjoying this 2-run lead. Raylan Van Zee with the strikeout looking.
Van Zee's able to get the very bottom of the strike zone and get the call to go her way, and she needed this, especially after giving up that leadoff walk.
Five strikeouts now for Raylan Van Zee. She came in leading the World Series in innings pitched and strikeouts. Up to 35 now. This is Isabella Virouette.
It's like somebody's trying to tell their Nana happy birthday there behind home plate. So happy birthday, Nana.
Aww. So cute.
I think it says it's an N there.
Raylan Van Zee and her defense will get out of that inning. Can they get the bats going and retake this lead? Moving over to the 6th.
Jason.
And a strikeout to start the 6th inning for Jenna Kiefer.
Jenna Kiefer has been strong since she has entered this game, working that outside corner curveball changeup. She has been very effective just mixing speeds. Texas has been biting at pitches out of the zone. Really good ratio of balls to strikes.
She's just such a leader for them, you guys. Was even talking and communicating to the outfield, letting them know, hey, back up. This is Rocio. She's their leadoff hitter, and the right fielder right out there is continuing to follow her lead and continue to back up. Like, okay, is this good?
She's brought that leadership, and she's continued to develop that confidence where she wants the ball in this moment. She doesn't want anybody else out there in the circle. She wants it.
Well, she's proven, too, that she can throw well whenever she starts a game. She's come into this game in relief and has looked really sharp, too. And it doesn't happen every single time. You don't take that for granted, that just because somebody is a great starter that they'll end up being a good reliever, too. It's two completely different roles, and she stepped into both beautifully.
Yeah, bases loaded situation, and has basically shut down Texas.
Virginia said that that staff would be one of their strengths, and they've used it tonight.
Take a deep breath, have fun, okay? No matter what happens right here, have fun. Let it all out, right? Have fun. Let's go, kid.
Edward Rocio talking to his daughter, Lexi Rocio.
Trust me, they don't want to miss nothing right here either, okay? Just make sure you find your pitch right here, drive, but you got to protect right now, okay? Just don't drop this elbow in, okay? Punch through it. You're going to live away. Punch through it, turn hard inside, okay? Give yourself a little room to give you some room to go.
So Kim Bossler comes out to the circle quickly to talk to Jenna Kiefer. You heard Edward Rocio talking to Lexi, his daughter.
I don't know if I'll be able to do a game again without coaches being mic'd up. Like, it's just a must for me. I'm not being able to get the insight into their conversations. Good job getting rid of that pitch.
Good battle.
Kiefer likes to work that curveball, and she'll throw it on both sides of the plate, too.
Yeah, so you almost have to look away and then protect inside. So you look away, trying to think middle oppo, but you see something coming inside, turn and get rid of it.
Lexi Rocio, a deep shot. Bounces it to the fence. Will hold up at second. That could be just what Texas needed.
Remember when Jenna Kiefer was telling Savannah Wright to back up? This is why, because Rocio has power to the opposite side of the field. This ball just traveled all the way to the warning track out there. I thought it had a chance to get out of here. Held her up at second base, didn't want to risk taking third.
She's already had a home run in this World Series. That was against this Virginia team. And now Raylan Van Zee. Van Zee representing the tying run at the plate.
Texas is in the best part of the order.
This is where they want to be.
Van Zee, and then Addison Young, who has had a super hot bat, came in hitting over 560 into this game, is after Van Zee. Erica Figge grabs it, and she looks right at Lexi Rocio. Stays at second.
It's a huge out for Kiefer and Virginia.
And I love the way that Figge just runs it in, not taking any chances. Ball could be wet, not letting it get away.
But now Addison Young at the plate, and Jenna Kiefer will have to work carefully with this hot hitter. Madison Young, 10 hits to lead all batters in the World Series. Myers dropping back. Virginia will face Oklahoma in the championship. What a rally by Chesterfield Little League.
Great game by Virginia. Clutch hitting when they needed it, pitching shutting down Texas, but an amazing summer for this Texas Little League program.
Yeah, they have a lot to be proud about in their season. How they came out here and competed. And it's going to get emotional because they wanted to be in that championship game and they just wanted to continue to play together. But you guys, the way that Jenny Kiefer came into this game and shut their offense down is huge. And their comeback, their team comeback in that fourth inning will always be remembered.
6 runs scored by Virginia in the 4th inning after trailing by 4. A total team effort, and Virginia is moving on. It will be Virginia and Oklahoma in our Little League Softball World Series Championship. That is tomorrow at 5 Eastern on ESPN. You will not